What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. We're going to be doing a review video for Zanib Taha. So shout out to Zanib Taha. Shout out to you. Thank you for watching. I believe he's from Egypt. I remember he commented before, and he's from Egypt. So shout out to Egypt. We're going to be doing a review of this Shopify store, his Shopify store today. It actually just says Cairo, Egypt here. Which is pretty cool. So we're going to be doing a review of his store today. I picked his store specifically because prior to picking his store, I looked at like 5-6 different stores. And on all those stores that I was looking at before, I can honestly say the designs were bad. I don't want to make the same videos over and over and over and over again. And because it's just not going to be interesting to the people, and it's not like you're going to walk away with anything. But on this store specifically, I look at all the designs and I say, these are attractive designs, genuinely attractive. I can look at any design here and I could say, if somebody's truly searching for a product like this to buy, this is 100% buyable. I look at a product like this or like this, and I say, these designs are beautiful. They're attractive. They look good. There's really nothing wrong with them. In fact, when I look at them and I say, wow, these are things that I could see myself, eventually having something like this. With that being said, like I said, the other designs that I saw didn't have that. Didn't have that whatsoever. Like I said, from the stores, the other stores, there were like 5 to 6 stores that I tried to search, and I looked for a few. But it's not like their art was attractive, and I can't keep making the same videos over and over. A lot of people say, oh, I don't have sales, I don't have sales, I don't know why. An easy way, literally, just start looking at the way you're designing. Are your designs simply attractive or are they unattractive? 99% of the time, if you're getting traffic and you're not getting sales, then they are simply unattractive. It is the cold, hard truth, but you have to realize that because, you really just got to pay attention to it. I saw a design that said something like, from a different store, it was something like, I just love my dog, with a picture of Mickey Mouse on it. These are designs not only just unattractive, but they don't make sense in a field of Redbubble for somebody to buy. If somebody loves their dog, be specific about what kind of dog it is. I love my German Shepherd shirts, or I love my Dalmatian, or I love, whatever it is, my Corgi. Like, there's certain designs were, honestly, in my opinion, respectfully, they were just unattractive. So I picked a store that I find the designs to be extremely attractive. Like, this design is extremely attractive. There's a market for this. And I'm confident that if the right people saw a design like this, they would end up buying. Now, for this store, okay, we take literally half of the equation out. There's half of the problems that I usually see in stores don't exist for this store. Because there's usually 2 angles, right? The first angle is traffic, and the second angle is conversions, right? In terms of the conversions, this individual here will have high conversions. The designs are attractive. And designs control the conversion rate. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. When an individual is searching for something on Redbubble, and we'll use the search as a perfect example, when an individual is searching for something on Redbubble, they know what they want, right? Like, let's say I search for a vintage fruit, clock, whatever it is, and I find this, and I like it, I'm going to buy it, right? So the conversions here are not going to be bad. They're going to be good. But the problem is the traffic. And I could already assume and I could already guess 2 things about this. So first guess, and I didn't even see it yet, but first guess is the tags. The tags are probably not good. That's what I'm assuming. I'm guessing. And the second thing is the titles. The titles I could already tell are not that good. The reason why I say not that good, and I'm not trying to say this to insult or diminish or bring somebody down, but I'm saying that they're not good from an SEO standpoint. Sometimes when you have a title, it's not necessarily about what you're explaining what the product is, but you're really trying to get to what people search for. So a good way that I try to explain this is, especially you guys, if you join the tag course, we include the SEO in it. So the SEO for the title, the Redbubble tag course, we include SEO guidance. in the course. When you create a title, right, it's not that your title is there to definitively explain what the design is. That's not what it is for. Now, you might say, well, what are you talking about? Well, in the outer layer, yeah, that's what it's for. That's what a title is designed for. But clearly, Redbubble is a visual website. Nobody who's blind is going on Redbubble buying products. They can, before they read your title, they're seeing your design, right? Nobody buys a product on Redbubble because they like the title. They buy a product on Redbubble because they like the design, and the design catches their attention first. So really, what it should be is that the title, you have to keep in mind, it should be something that catches people's attention. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, but when you create a title and you leave it to what I call cement in the Google algorithm, it's not that it won't change, but it will take much longer to change. For example, if I write an article on Google, okay, and I leave it to have a certain title, Google now understands this title is associated with this article. If I switch my title, it could take months before the data starts to re-index me, recrawl, all these kind of things. With the state of Redbubble, I can't request for something to be indexed because I don't own the rights to the property URL. So I can't request something to be re-indexed. So therefore, in a situation like this, it's not that the art is bad, it's that the SEO is done improperly. I mean, I could already tell here, like this title, Tropical Aqua Fruit Garden. This is not something that people are searching for. Okay? Now, I'll validate this in a few minutes, but this, since nobody's searching for this specifically, you're not going to get any traffic from Google. If you switch the titles, you're going to have to be waiting for another, could be 6 months before you start to get any traffic whatsoever. In this scenario, in this case, I would completely recommend that you start a new account and you upload the same high quality designs, but you really, really focus on your SEO and you focus on your tags. Now, that might be disheartening for some people, but I would say the only other solution in a situation like this is you could just sit back and wait, change all your titles, and wait 6-10 months until things change for you, where you start to get enough Google traffic. So now that Google is taken care of, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the tags. So the tags, honestly, this is what I expected. One word keywords. So tropical, forest, foliage, green, paradise, green, floral. This is good, but it's not that good, and I'll explain what I mean. Unless you're promoting an outside sources, this is not going to work for you. Let's just take any one of these keywords. We take the word paradise, for example. Look how many, 100,000 designs, okay? Let's take another word, like floral. Let's see how many keywords here. 1,144,000, okay? Let's take the word fruits. Let's see how many here. 336,000. Of course, these are the characteristics that describe your design, but unfortunately, when people are searching for these keywords, you are appearing, you're just not appearing on page 1. You might be on page 90, you might be on page 200, you might be on whatever page that exists, right? So you might be really, really, really deep into the search, and unfortunately, nobody's finding your designs. The way I can understand that is because your goal is to make $300 to $500. The only problem is you haven't made any money. He says here, Zanib actually says this. He says, I think my main problem is the tags and description. Your main problem is the tags in your title. Description, I'll say this. I've never uploaded a description to Redbubble, and I've made money all the time. So I can't say that description is the issue. I haven't even read your descriptions, if the descriptions even exist. So, I didn't even take a look at it. But I don't even know how many products you uploaded descriptions for. An illustration of different flowers and green leaves with beautiful hot pink background. I don't really think your descriptions are an issue necessarily. I just don't think that they necessarily help your SEO. But your title and, like I said, your tags are in a position where your SEO is already damaged. Okay, it's not, the descriptions don't really matter. But he says here, I've been watching a lot of your videos, trying to solve this. Hopefully the next 2 weeks I'll be working on it. I appreciate your help. Shout out to Zanib, guys. Honestly, Zanib is one of the sellers here where I can say the art is good. Like, I can't deny that the art is attractive. All this stuff looks good. Like, you look at something like this looks great. It looks good. But I'll say this. The tags need to change. And when you use one-word keywords like this, you might get a sale, let's say, once a year or something like that for a design like this. And the reason why I say once a year is because the problem is you have such a small chance of being seen. What are the chances that out of 360-something thousand designs, a person's going to find yours? Like, imagine if let me try to explain it this way, and maybe you guys can kind of resonate with this. Imagine you had a child. You had a kid that you had to take care of. It doesn't have to be your kid, but just any kid. You have to take care of a kid. Let's say you're actually a teacher, and you take a kid on a trip, school trip. And that kid, you take them to the mall on a school trip. Now, in that mall, there are 360,000 other kids. And somehow, that kid that you're responsible for gets lost in the crowd. I mean, we might as well just, put our hands together and pray to God, because you're probably not going to find him amongst 360,000 people in a mall, if you could potentially even fit 360,000 people in a mall. For those of you who been to some of the arenas, some of the stadiums, 13 to 15,000 people in a stadium at a time. That's a lot of people. Now imagine that times 20, times 30, whatever the number is. It's hard to find something like that. So even though your design is attractive, it's going to be hard to be purchased. So what's the solution? If you can't fix your tags, if you can't fix your titles, if you can't fix your descriptions, what's the solution? You really only have one more solution outside of fixing these things, and that's outside promotion, outside marketing. Now, when you have tags like this, it's not that you can't rank, but you're not going to rank right away unless you have sales. Now, let me explain what I mean. When I take my designs and I market them on Instagram or Pinterest or Twitter or everything, right? Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, all these things together, what I'm doing is I'm gaining more attention for the designs that I have. Through clicks, through views, through whatever. I'm getting attention to them. Now, out of all that attention that I gain, maybe 1 out of 100 visitors, 1 out of every 50, 1 out of every 70, just depends on the niche and the category in the market, somebody's going to buy a product. Now, when somebody buys that product, all of a sudden, I'm not on page 90 anymore. I might be on page 40. And then somebody's going to buy a product again and again and again. And over time, I'm not on page, let's say, 100 anymore. I'm on page 2 or page 4 or page 5. And it's not going to happen with just 1 sale or 10 sales or even 30 sales. The more competitive the niche, the more problems you're going to run into with the traffic. You're going to have to work harder to get sales. You can work your way up enough to where you do get to the first page. This is not necessarily going to apply to you, but if the market doesn't agree with the design that you have, like me personally, I'll look at the design and I'll say it's attractive. For the market of the keyword, let's say floral or plants, somebody might look at this, or majority of the people might look at this when it reaches that first page and might, not really pay attention to it. What's going to happen is that's going to decrease your click-through rate. Click-through rate is basically a word that represents how many times your design was clicked compared to the competitors. So, for example, if I search for the keyword flower, right, and we look at these designs in my assumption, with what we know about Redbubble, for the keyword flower on the most relevant, not only have a very high amount of sales, but not only are they also very relevant, but they also have the highest click-through rate for what the design actually is. If I just refresh this real quick, it's a very low chance that something like this is going to change. You see here, for example, I'll do this again. I'll hit refresh, right? Very low chance that it will change every time. Now, you got to remember, when it's a niche like this with 3.495 million results, that means this niche is extremely high demand. So it's changing on a second-by-second basis, right? Sales are coming through left and right. And some people don't believe me when I say this, but look at the amount of sales that Redbubble has generated just last year. Over $50 million, right? So sales are coming in every second, but here's the thing. Not every single order is necessarily going to be yours. And that's why click-through rate actually matters, even on a smaller scale. When forget 3.49 million, look at a tag with like 100-something thousand. Like if we type in the word fruit, how many? Hold on, not this word. Fruit with an I, obviously, because it has to be spelled correctly. Okay, 456,000 results. What if I type in the word fruits? Does this change anything? No, same thing. All right, so the SEO won't change on that. But 456,000 results, right? This will change less than a different market will change, right? And the more you refresh it, you'll see things change. But if I just do a search here, let's go ahead and type in fruit again. Let this change for just a second, okay? So it didn't change that time. If I go on Redbubble, type in the word fruit, I want to see how much it's going to change just for curiosity purposes, right? And I'll tell you why it changes in just a second just to prove this, but okay. You see here, it is slightly different. There's a design here that doesn't exist, right? In real time, what Redbubble is doing is they're testing various designs. They're testing these designs to choose what goes up and what goes down. This is in real time. You could see here the designs. Let me go ahead and just decrease the size of this again so I can show you what designs are here. In real time, they're choosing what decides to go up and what decides to go down based on click-through rate, based on what's getting the most attention, what's getting the most clicks. You could see here in this test, right, the pineapple piece of art moved back one. And you could see here this test, the one with the fruits, moved up one, right? The stickers one. So what I'm trying to say here is click-through rate matters. And not only does it matter, but it's crucially important. Now, the market has to look at your designs. Once you actually finally climb that mountain, you get enough sales to get you to the first page, you have to be able to have high enough click-through rate to where you're actually being seen consistently, okay? Now, there is a shortcut to this, which I've never discussed before, but there are people who create certain tools out there attached with certain servers and things like that to keep their click-through rate as high as possible on platforms like this. So they'll make sure that the software locks in on their specific design and keeping their design as high as click-through rate as possible. But like I said, there's no cheat code to this, because in order to even get to a point like that, you have to have enough sales, you have to have enough enough high of a conversion rate to even get to that point, and you have to have relevancy for the actual keyword. My point is with all this, and what I'm trying to say is, with your designs, once you finally crawl up that mountain, you get to the point where you're getting to that first page, not because of the attention you were getting off your tags, but because of the sales you were getting through social media and things like that and outside promotion, then if your design is good enough, or let's just say, when I say good enough, I don't mean necessarily attractive. I mean if it's chosen by the people, if it's chosen by the market, which is really at this point indistinguishable, right, from all the other designs, because the fact is, if you've made it to the top, then you're just as good as anybody else, but it's based on click-through rate that will either plummet you to the bottom again or keep you forward and you being essentially staying there. So what my point with all this is, and what the whole approach with all this is that if you are in a position like this, you have a few decisions to make. You can sit and you can literally scrap your whole entire SEO method. You could start off figuring out how to find titles that people are actually searching for. That's the first thing. We showed that in the course, okay? Or you can, and once you find that, you can either literally strip your current titles and redo them and wait 6 to 10 months for you to start getting some quality Google traffic. And for those who don't know, you should be getting at least one visitor per each design that you're getting per day. Okay, so for example, this individual here has 112 designs. He should be getting about a little bit less than 100 visits a day. Okay, and that's like the average level. A low level, I would say 60 to 50 visits a day. A great level is about 200, a little more visits a day is really, really, really good, right? which is why I tell you guys do as many designs as you can so that you can increase that number. But back to what I was saying, you could take that SEO-based title and you can strip the current title that you have and put it on there and wait 6 to 10 months. Or what you can do is start a brand new account, upload similar designs because they are pretty good quality, and then upload those new titles there, but also focus on your tags. Try to go for tags that are a little more little less competition. Like, that's the best way I could sincerely put it, without giving too much. But lower the competition, increase the size of the keywords. Try to figure out, and once again, Google SEO, doing the SEO will help you, because when you're in a niche like this where it's extremely competitive, and you know, because words like the keyword floral or fruits or garden is extremely competitive in Redbubble. There's literally millions of designs in those. So you're going to have to do the research for the long tail keywords that potentially can get you some success. You're going to use those keywords not only for your tags, but you're also going to use them in your titles. And you're going to either sit back and wait, or you're going to do nothing at all, or you're going to take your social media. You're going to pay for certain tools, for certain softwares to help boost the ranking of your designs by getting sales artificially. I've shown videos how to do that and how I did that. I can show you an example here on the YouTube channel. I have a video called how I got my first sale or something like that in 24 hours. I'll just search here, Redbubble 24-hour sale, something like this. And you can see this is the first video here. And this video was literally how I got my first sale on a brand new store that I showed publicly here on YouTube. Within, I think it was 16 hours or 18 hours. And basically I used an Instagram bot. I did some marketing, and somebody from Instagram that I targeted saw my post, went onto my profile and bought my product, and you could see here it was an actual order, and all that. So it's not like this is something that I haven't talked about. I've spoken about this before. The websites to get these tools, you have botsandapps.gumroad.com, which is a great tool that you could pay a monthly fee for. You have other tools like igbots.org, and if you can't afford the tools, then you could sit there and do it by hand. There's no problem in that. Yes, it will take effort. Yes, it will take time. Yes, it will take energy, but it's just part of the game. So, you know, if you don't have the money, then just do it by hand, and do the marketing. You could go ahead and watch those videos. I have a lot of those videos. But doing all that will help you get some attention outside if you don't plan on changing anything. If you change your tags once again, I don't recommend it. Like, if you're going to sit here and you're going to change these tags and expect that something is going to change, yes, things will change, but I just personally haven't seen too many customers or clients have had a positive experience in that kind of way. I'm sure there are people that had great experiences doing it. I'm just saying that me personally, I wouldn't even waste time doing it. I would use this store as a learning lesson, and I would move. This is what I would personally do. If you truly want to make $300 to $500 a month, I'm telling you Zanib, I'm telling you exactly what I would do at this point. I would do all the research. If you can't get the course, try to learn as much as you can organically. I would learn about title SEO. I would learn about tagging SEO. Like I said, this is all covered in the course, but if you can't get the course, you figure it out some other way. We are going to release those courses I told you for the cheaper price, so don't worry about that. Maybe that will help you out in due time. But I would, like I said, my strategy would be to create a brand new account. I would definitely be uploading 60 designs per day. Because literally in 2 days you would have uploaded more than your whole entire account did in 5 months. You clearly have good images. I don't think you're actually drawing them. You're probably populating patterns from online, so I'd probably do that as well. If that's what you're doing, that's what I would probably do. For some reason, I doubt that you're drawing them. You can please confirm. You're probably not drawing them, but once again, if this is your situation where you're just populating them online, it's very easy to do. You take those designs and you're going to create a new account. You're going to add a whole different tag scheme, whole different title scheme. I would upload, like I said, 60 designs per day. In 2 days, I would have more designs than the other store. And that's literally what I would do. And I would just keep going over and over and over for 3 months, uploading designs every single day, 60 designs per day, with no negotiation on that. The second I get a sale, I would look at the characteristics of the design that got me a sale. I would study it very, very hard. Now, in your situation, it will be a little more difficult because it's hard to really decipher the differences between each design here. Like, for example, I see this design and I see this design. To me, there's not much design difference here. I mean, yes, it's flowers and all that, but hopefully from a tagging standpoint, titling standpoint, things are different. I would connect my account to Google Analytics so I can track what designs are getting the most sales and why, what keywords, how they're getting there. Are they direct? Are they organic? I would definitely do the Instagram marketing. I would probably create about 4 or 5 Instagram accounts just to promote my designs every day on Instagram. I would pick the right niches and the right artists. I would probably get about 30 to 60 followers a day per each account based on my skills. With 5 accounts, that's anywhere from 150 to 200 maybe. I would say 5 times 60. You're looking at anywhere from 150 to 300 followers per day. Let's just say 200 per day on all 5 accounts. I would keep growing them. And once I finally come with a consistent income flow of $300 to $500, I would literally stop everything that I'm doing on that account, and I would move on to a whole brand new account and do the exact same thing, so I can eventually get like about $2,000 a month. And I would do this over and over and over until I make about $2,000 a month. And then I would go to one of my friends in Egypt. I'm sure that, salaries are not that costly. You're going to be getting American money there from Redbubble. So, if somebody buys something from America or whatever, it's going to be, transferred into your currency. And I would get a friend, and I would sit that friend down right next to you on a computer, and I would pay him every day a certain fee, and I would make him do the exact same thing you're doing over and over and over again. That's how I would grow my empire if I were you. But the only step you're going to have to take is the step to walk away, honestly. This store is an amazing, beautiful, good-looking store, but sometimes you're going to have to strip the store. You're going to have to move forward, because if you literally make these changes, you're going to be sitting here waiting forever for a sale. You need to start brand new. This is what I would do. Like I said, if I were you, I'm not telling you need to do this. Fix my vocabulary. I would personally, if I were you, start a whole brand new store. It's more than evident you're probably not going to get a sale. Even if you do get a sale, even if you get 10 sales, they're not going to get you to your goal. Your goal is $300 to $500 a month. This is exactly what I would do. I would start the new stores. I would build them up, make enough money, hire people, and that's exactly what I would do if I were you. But like I said, your life, your choice. But that's my advice. So hopefully this video helps out in some kind of way. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.